While most of the market is focused on the pain, something quietly bullish is building inside Shiba Inu's technical structure. Multiple analysts have independently arrived at the same price targets. The 4-hour time frame is already flashing a signal most people have not noticed yet. The opportunity window may be narrower than you think. This content is provided for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Market conditions can change over time. February 2026 has been a study in contradiction for Shiba Inu. On the surface, the headline data points are discouraging. The token has shed significant value over the past 30 days. Sentiment across the broader market remains fearful, and short-term selling pressure has kept every recovery attempt modest. Yet beneath that surface layer, technical analysts who look beyond the immediate price level are finding a picture that diverges meaningfully from the bearish narrative. Understanding the bullish case for Shiba Inu in the current environment requires separating timeframe signals. According to technical analysis reports, the 4-hour chart for Shiba Inu has turned bullish as of the current period, with the 50-period moving average now rising after a sustained decline. The 200-period moving average on that same time frame has been falling since February 14, 2026. When the shorter moving average begins climbing while the longer one remains suppressed, it is typically interpreted as early momentum gathering inside a specific time frame before it transitions to the broader daily and weekly structure. The broader story matters here as well. Shiba Inu reached its most recent cycle low of 507 units on February 6. From that floor, it has mounted a recovery that, while interrupted by volatility, has shifted the technical landscape in meaningful ways. As of February 21, traders and analysts across multiple platforms are staking out specific price targets and mapping the exact conditions under which Shiba Inu could confirm a sustained breakout. Their findings are converging in ways that carry analytical weight. The central development worth examining on February 21 is the emergence of a multi-analyst consensus around specific bullish price targets for Shiba Inu. This type of convergence across independent sources carries more weight than any single forecast made in isolation. According to reports, Shiba Inu is trading near 645 units with technical indicators showing neutral momentum. Analyst notes point to a short-term weekly target of 700 units and a medium-term 1-month range of 650 to 850 units. The key bullish breakout trigger identified across this analysis framework sits at 850 units, a figure that has now been cited by multiple independent technical observers as a level that would confirm a genuine directional shift. According to price prediction sources, the February 2026 forecast framework for Shiba Inu anticipates a potential 35% increase toward 920 units by the end of this month, provided that positive market sentiment persists alongside improving on-chain participation. That same outlook extends into March 2026, projecting that if market confidence builds further, Shiba Inu could reach approximately 1,060 units by the close of that month. This projection represents a move of roughly 15% above February levels, driven by the expectation that volume expansion and attention to higher support floors will make upside continuation more achievable as the calendar moves forward. The technical data supporting the bullish outlook deserves detailed examination. As per analyst reports, the RSI for Shiba Inu is currently reading at 46.74. This places a token in neutral territory, neither overbought nor oversold. Neutral RSI at this stage of a recovery is constructive. It means the price has room to advance without immediately triggering the kind of exhaustion signals that end rallies prematurely. The MACD histogram on the current time frame shows a reading near 0, indicating that bearish momentum has faded substantially. Analysts note that when MACD flattens toward 0 after a sustained decline, it frequently precedes a momentum crossover to the upside. The Bollinger Band position adds further texture. With a percentage B reading of 0.61, Shiba Inu is currently trading above the middle band but below the upper resistance zone. This zone of Bollinger Band positioning typically reflects a mild bullish bias with meaningful room for continued upward movement before reaching overbought territory near the upper band. On the performance side, according to analysts, Shiba Inu has delivered an 8.91% price gain over the past 7 trading days. The current circulating supply sits at 589.24 trillion tokens with a market cap of approximately $3.83 billion. For the broader breakout thesis to fully activate, sources estimate a year-end target of 990 units, provided the broader market cycle supports the expansion phase that analysts have been building their long-term projections around. Analysts who follow Shiba Inu's technical setup are careful to frame the bullish outlook alongside the conditions that must be met for it to materialize. The 4-hour chart's bullish configuration is meaningful, but it is a shorter timeframe signal operating inside a larger daily and weekly structure that remains bearish. According to technical analysis sources, the daily chart shows the 50-period moving average positioned above the current price and still declining, functioning as overhead resistance. The weekly time frame shows a similar configuration with both moving averages still in a downward slope. These structural realities do not invalidate the bullish short-term case, but they define the scope of work required before that case can extend into larger and more significant timeframes. Analysts note that for the bullish thesis to gain full confirmation, 3 conditions need to align simultaneously. The RSI must push above 50 to confirm a positive momentum shift. The MACD histogram must cross into positive territory with a clean signal line crossover. And sustained trading volume must exceed current daily averages to validate any breakout attempt and prevent it from being reversed by thin market conditions. Without volume confirmation specifically, analysts regard any price advance as vulnerable to being absorbed by the overhead sell-side inventory that remains positioned on exchanges. Sources suggest that social media sentiment across the meme coin category has turned net bullish in recent sessions, providing a narrative tailwind that, while not a fundamental catalyst, tends to amplify technical setups when the underlying structure already supports directional movement. Looking at the next 2 to 4 weeks, the convergence of analyst targets around the 850 unit level creates a specific and measurable roadmap for Shiba Inu. That number has been independently identified by multiple technical observers as the threshold that separates a genuine trend reversal from an extended and frustrating consolidation. The bullish scenario unfolds in stages. The first milestone is reclaiming and holding above 700 units with volume. According to analysts, the 7-day short-term target sits precisely at that 700 unit mark. A clean close above it would shift the RSI above 50, trigger a positive MACD crossover, and confirm the 4-hour bullish momentum as the dominant short-term force. From 700 units, the path toward 850 units opens, which the multi-analyst consensus regards as the primary medium-term destination over the next 30 days. Above 850 units, price prediction sources target a stretch to 920 units within February, with a broader March target of 1,060 units if momentum sustains itself. The bearish scenario requires the RSI to roll back below 40 and the MACD to re-enter negative territory without ever achieving that crossover. In that case, Shiba Inu would fail to reclaim 700 units and instead resume a compression range between 620 and 650 units, while the daily and weekly bearish structure reasserts dominance over the short-term signal. The question for this community is direct. Do you believe Shiba Inu reaches 850 units before the end of February, or does the daily bearish structure win this battle? Give us your target in the comments below. That is the complete bullish technical outlook for Shiba Inu as of February 21, 2026. If this kind of analyst convergence analysis helps you navigate the market, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Share your own price target for the next 30 days in the comment section below.